Hey everybody! Oh, it's Big Me. There we go. It's me. Hey everybody, how's it going? Thanks. I see Heggers and Eddie in chat. How you doing, guys? You weren't too confused by our change of day. We're on a Monday instead of a Tuesday. It's all part of my nefarious plan to have no viewers. And all is well, Heggers, insofar as it can be. At least here in the town of Eureka Springs, where the sheriff has died, and we're in the process of smelting a brand new sheriff. Eddie says, "Howdy, Mike. What was the name of your friend's company that makes those card games?" Eddie, I assume that you are referring to Stuff by Bez. So let me see if I can find her website, and I shall. Yes, I'll bring Chris in. He has a valid point to make. Where is Chris? There's Chris. Hello, Chris.
Hello, and now we can find out if the third time in a row I'm muted at the start.
I don't think so. I think you're unmuted. I think I've set it up correctly.
I was just saying, Bez has her latest games on Kickstarter, I believe, still.
Yes. So the one I showed you, Eddie, which I've put away now, so I don't know the name of it, but it's something to do with grabbing monsters that are totally different and just enough beetroots or some such.
Yeah, something like that. It's like, whereas the previous one was about not getting turnips, I think.
No, it's the same game, but I think the Kickstarter version is beetroots, and there's a very limited print run of the turnip edition.
No, because the turnip game was about avoiding turnips.
Yes, that's it's still the case that you're trying to avoid having too many, but if you have just the right number, that's the sweet spot because you want to have the most cards, and turnips is cards. But if you have one too many, you're out of luck.
I'm a firm believer the right number of beetroots is no beetroots. I despise beetroots.
But it's so sweet.
Oh, it's horrible.
So stuffbybez.com will take you to her website, which I think has it looks like mostly her word games up there. But Kitty Cataclysm is there as well. Kitty Cataclysm is also fun. But her latest game, yeah, I think that's on Kickstarter. I wonder if a quick search for beetroots would reveal it.
By the way, on the topic of what day of the week we play, I mean, we used to play on Wednesdays pretty much always. Then it went to Tuesdays, so people are flexible.
Yeah, the thing is, life's hard, and so that's why you should turn on your notifications and subscribe. And Facebook, YouTube will keep you in the loop, or they'll fail to do that because, yeah. Yes, if you put beetroots into Kickstarter, the very first thing that comes up is a game about quickly grabbing creatures that are totally different and counting your beetroots. It says whimsical creatures, frantic gameplay, and root vegetables.
3 days to go.
3 days to go. Oh my god! So there's still time. I don't know if you can get her other games through this Kickstarter, but I would be surprised if you couldn't. But also, I don't know about her model for running these things. So
I don't think she did that for her last one. Oh, hey, Skimble.
Oh, UK only, Eddie. It says UK only for a physical copy.
But print and play for £1.
This is true.
So there you go. £1 print and play.
Oh, that's a bummer. We need to get Bez's pledge manager up and running internationally.
They were her games were in. Oh, sorry, her one was in Essen, wasn't it? So
that's true.
If you go international, in some way, shape, or form, just not from this Kickstarter, obviously.
We're only bringing you the most indie Kickstarters, completely unattainable games that we like.
Actually, how long does Malia, however it's called, have left?
Oh, Malia? I think that's still 20 days. I actually saw in one of my other groups people getting a group pledge together, and I really wanted to be like, you guys should watch my show.
It's 10 days. Oh, have you talked about it yet?
Yeah, I did it in the Aircon debrief. It had a
Oh, good. I
Kickstarter
remember
section.
mentioning you should do what
Yeah.
you should do it.
Well,
The
the thing
emergency.
is, I spent so long talking about the convention, I was actually going to skip over the Kickstarter videos, and then I was like, no, I need to do my community service and mention this one.
Hey, look, it could. Who knows? Who knows how it could turn out?
Yeah,
You know.
4 first-time designers who look like they've had no development work, putting out a game that has not one identifiably interesting core mechanism. Like, I think save your money for something else, guys. It might sound harsh, but I've got a living room that's so full of interesting and unplayed games. Do you know what I mean?
Well, it was the kitchen sink element, wasn't it? It was the now it's an adventure game, now it's a stealth game, now it's a combat game.
Well, yeah, it
Now
was.
it's
The thing is, we didn't even. It's supposed to be sort of like a dungeon crawler adventure game, and we didn't even get to the dungeon crawling after like 3 hours of teaching and playing. Like, that's nuts.
I think it's actually meant to be a role. I think the main thing is meant to be the choice, like the adventure book and you know the choices, the role playing, the whole you're at the you're at the festival. Do you pickpocket the urchin or do you punch the drunk or that kind of I think that's meant to be the core of it.
Yeah.
That's something
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be the all-in-one package, right? It's supposed to be the D&D campaign without the dungeon master all in a box. So you have your like sort of zoomed out overground map where you're adventuring from town to town and location to location. Then you have the locations, which are either like sort of town adventure sequences with multiple choice narrative driven stuff, or you have the above ground sort of conflicts, which have the stealth mechanisms and the line of sight stuff and the skirmish battle, and then you can go into the underground dungeon crawler element as well. But like they all seem like so distinct. There weren't like, although they shared some statistics and some sort of fundamental numerical statistics, they didn't really share any overarching mechanisms, and it really felt kind of like there was just, it felt like you were learning an entirely different rule set for each different thing.
Yeah, no one was on the design team to say no. That was basically the problem.
Yeah, but also like it's not. I find like these days it's not enough to sort of, for me, it's not enough to sort of have functional mechanisms. I need to know where the interesting core gameplay loop is. Like I was saying this. I think I said this on the live stream on Friday. It's like in Gloomhaven, which is fundamentally a dungeon crawler that also has an overground element, although basically no narrative-driven stuff at all. It's all about the puzzle of playing those cards, right? And Sleeping Gods is another good example that's the antithesis of Gloomhaven, where, people like the narrative-driven stuff, it's multiple choice stuff. There's a little bit of sort of statistics to resolve choices, but a lot of the actual sort of game mechanisms are just kind of really light resource management, and that kind of annoys people. They say, well, that's not integrated enough. And I say, yeah, but, I think it's done it the best I've seen out of anything. But this one was like, moving from the town to the overground stuff. It was just like, okay, now nothing you've learned so far is going to be useful here. Time to start learning this whole thing from the scratch again, and we're going to throw in everyone's favorite mechanisms, line of sight and stealth, in a really, like, sort of weirdly complex system.
But the lady who demoed it to us was lovely and did a very good job of demoing it.
Hager says, 3 hours left. Oof, the minis look nice, though. Yeah, to be fair, the demoer, it's crazy. Like, I remember, like, we've played some games that are super light, and the demoer can't get it right. And then we're playing this thing, and she's rattling off, like, what must have taken her weeks to learn and memorize. And she did a really good job of it.
And not just learn, but internalize to the point that she can answer your questions. Because I don't think she looked up any rule. I think any question we had, she had the answer, I think.
Yeah, and to be fair, I thought even if she was getting 20 to 30% of the rules wrong, she was still doing an excellent job. But also, like, the rules are such a mess, I'd never have known. There was not a point where I was like, I could even be like, okay, that doesn't sound right. You know? Like, sometimes someone explains something wrong and you're just like, that doesn't sound right. That can't be right. You know?
Yeah, no, no would do that. Ugh.
Well, if only, Eddie, it's because our Essen time is precious, and I was excited about this, and I'm completely disappointed. And I'm surprised as well because you know they're a well-known publisher, Le Bot de Jeu, which I'm pronouncing horribly, but
Jus means game in French. I remember that.
oh, there you go. Don't say we don't bring the facts.
Or the multicultural internationalism.
Well, shall we take a look at the board here? We're basically set up insofar as it's all here, but what's not set up is who we're fighting, because we don't know. I've randomized it. I randomized it off screen.
Do you know who it is? Yeah,
I have no idea.
I know it.
Shall we find out? Is this
What?
this one?
Turn it the right way up. Why is your question mark upside down?
All right. So this is going to be the final fight. This is got all the new mechanisms and whatnot. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, it is Bort Dovis.
Yeah. This is the guy I was looking forward to playing.
Oh, you wanted to do this one?
Well, sort of. I mean, Deborah and I played just one encounter, and then we drew him for our second encounter, but we haven't done it yet. and I like his lore, shall we say?
Oh my god, he's some kind of like tourist.
Yep.
The tourist, Bort Dovis. Final fight, Bort meets the locals. Huh. Alright. This feels like the sort of the secret hidden end fight, you know, it doesn't feel like any old ruffian. Stay away. Huh. He's already sweating.
You got to read his little intro bit there, his little piece of lore.
There's 2 bits to read because this is the final fight. Woo.
Yeah.
Bort is just your run-of-the-mill guy. He lives alone in a small cottage, works as a door-to-door salesman, and has no real outstanding skills or traits. After years of cautious spending, Bort finally had enough funds to take a vacation. They planned to tour the countryside and first stop Eureka Springs. When Bort arrived, he fell in love with the town's culture. What unique customs they have! They're always wrestling each other, and they must really like ketchup. They're covered in it! Bort is blissfully unaware of the ruffians attacking Eureka Springs, and even worse for him, the townsfolk think he's one of them. Careful now, Bort. Bort has been having the time of his life in Eureka Springs. He's made some wonderful friends. They call themselves Roofians. Must be in the roofing business. They've taught him all about the town's culture and gave him great tips on how to properly treat the locals. After spending an afternoon at the Eureka Springs bar, Bort runs into a squad of ketchup-plastered townsfolk. Time to use some of these proper cultural greetings you learned, Bort.
So I haven't looked at any of his combat cards yet, but I guarantee they're going to be stuff like taking photographs and the flash hurts us or something like that.
I really hope they lean into this misunderstanding.
Yeah.
That's very funny. Oh, Bort. Bort Dovis. Well, we've got a bunch of stuff we haven't seen. But okay, so let's see. Setup. Appoint a new sheriff. Chosen towns, which is going to be Chris, by the way, because he has all the points from the cards. I actually wound up doing more feats than Chris, but I only have half as many points.
Yeah, you did. You did 5. I did 4.
Oh, mine. I kept drawing freebies.
So, yeah, setup. We have to appoint a new sheriff. So that's the next step.
It's not this guy. This is Bort Dovis, who's casually walking past a bunch of severed limbs, blissfully unaware of the fact that getting flashbacks. Yeah, the final boss is Mr. Bean.
Yeah, essentially.
Or Mr. Magoo, right? Like, if you're for our Americans out there.
That's what they call? Is that what they call Mr. Bean?
No, Mr. Magoo was sort of an American version of Mr. Bean.
Yeah, I've heard of Mr. Magoo. I would have been shocked if I discovered it was Mr. Bean.
I mean, it may as well. I think the one thing about Mr. Bean is the main difference in the sort of the humor is that Magoo's very unaware, whereas Mr. Bean's kind of aware when things go wrong, and then he tries to fix it, and then he makes it worse. And it all kind of ends in that sort of like womp womp. Whereas Magoo just keeps getting into trouble and he's got this he's got these characters that look after him, and then he just keeps getting into trouble, and he's never really aware of all the trouble he's caused.
Mm-hmm. Just getting the bits and bobs out to set the game. Oh, the cars here. That's good.
We're gonna run over Bort Dovis. Bort,
We
no!
It may be a thing we do. We'll have to wait and see if it's necessary to run him over. There's a pumpkin patch. Here it is. I found you, pumpkin patch. Yeah.
Eddie says Mr. Bean's way better than Mr. Magoo, and Billy says, I keep thinking of Pee Wee Herman now. Yeah, it's got Pee Wee Herman vibes for sure. Are we still just using the stats from the regular side of the board?
I believe so. I think all the extra rules are in the. Well, we're about to read them basically.
So 7 movement and 11 hit points.
Doesn't seem like that many. This is why I did say at the end of the last stream, I think we might just take him down quite easily. We'll see. I could be very wrong. Right. I just need. I feel like I don't have this. I feel like I'm missing a piece of terrain because I only have 6. Oh no, I don't. I have 7. I just need the cornfield. And then I'll have everything.
Dun, 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 dun. Is Henlo Bulwark one of the playable characters? Did you see this special objective under how to win?
Yeah, he's one of the playable characters. Just found him. He's a chicken.
Huh.
Why, do you have to have him to win?
No, it's a special objective. As Henlo Bulwark, deal no damage to Bort. And then there's a special ending if you complete the special objective.
Do we technically complete that by not having him?
It says as Henlo Bulwark, so I presume if no one is Henlo Bulwark, it's not going to count.
Oh.
Nice technicality there, though. Presumably, then, you need to play at least 2 players, or 2-handed, because I assume that if you go in as Henlo Bulwark solo mode, you're in trouble.
Maybe if you only kill him with environmental stuff, it doesn't count as him, like the car and stuff.
Oh yeah, you just run around triggering all the stuff on the board. I mean, that could be a good way to do. Oh, we can't get the special ending. That's it. The evil forest. Oh, it doesn't even have a reverse. It's just evil. Both sides.
It's just forest. That's all it is.
What if I burn it down, though?
Then that'd be an evil burnt forest. Rather unsurprisingly. Yeah. Okay.
Are you all set up?
I'm all set up with the exception of the terrain cards, which I'm just grabbing now.
I'm almost there myself. I've just got vegetable patch, car, and what's that other one? The well. Oh no, it's one of those tiles. There's so many of these.
Got them all. Rowan Atkinson is the man. Yes, he is. It's always terrifying when you discover that he's also Blackadder. If you didn't know that, which I'm sure you did, but when I was young and found out that Mr. Bean was Blackadder, that was a watershed moment.
You ever hear him
Okay.
talk about he and the I can't remember the other creator of Blackadder, but Ron Atkinson and this other guy were working on Blackadder.
John,
Sorry?
John Lloyd.
John Lloyd, yeah,
John
that's
Lloyd.
the one, yeah. They're working on writing it, creating it, and at that time Faulty Towers was coming out. And they were like,
Yeah.
oh god, we'll never create a sitcom this good. So then John Lloyd was like, well, let's make it historical and people will be less likely to compare them.
Not wrong.
All right, where do you want to start?
What are you? Sorry. Well, should we read the special, everything else?
Oh yeah,
What's
okay,
going on?
good idea. Hager says, I thought Blackadder was Rowan and Richard Curtis.
So John Lloyd is one of the co-creators and producer. The first season was written by Richard Atkinson, Rowan Atkinson, and Richard Curtis. From the second season onwards, Rowan Atkinson left the writing team and was replaced by Ben Elton. So John Lloyd produced the entire and show ran the entirety. Rowan Atkinson wrote the first series. Richard Curtis wrote all the series, and Ben Elton wrote 2 onwards.
Oh, there you go. And also, it may well have been Richard Curtis in the story I just told, and not John Lloyd. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
And Rowan Atkinson would be a great Doctor Who, I think.
Well, I was only told today actually that apparently Hugh Grant is in the running for Doctor Who.
Well, I haven't seen him in anything recently. Maybe it'd be good.
Yeah.
To be fair, I haven't watched Doctor Who for a long time, so.
Was Rowan Atkinson the Doctor for comic relief? I didn't know that.
Here we go. Ruffian ability, spreading culture. So, are we only reading the final fight side for the special abilities and things?
What do you mean?
So he's got a ruffian ability here. Oh yeah, okay. It says final fight. Flip over for the final fight rules. So we don't need any of the other rules. Great. And does he have the same weakness, or does he not have a weakness?
He'll still have the weakness.
But it's different. It's different. Okay, cool. There's 2 weaknesses. One, I've just not looked at the final fight side before. I've been caught off guard. Okay, ruffian ability, spreading culture. It looks like Bort's.
Mike, read from setup.
Oh, appoint the new sheriff. The chosen townsfolk pulls a small handbook out of their back pocket. It seems to have some insight on Bort's maneuvers. They receive the Ruffian Handbook, unique gear, which they may equip immediately. So, of course, Chris is the new sheriff. Does it not give us, like, a sheriff badge to give you or something?
I don't believe so.
Boo. Boo. These are the kinds of unnecessary components I demand. I want a sheriff badge. There should be a card that's a sheriff's badge that we can give you, or a big chunky token.
Oh my god, I just read ahead.
Alright, let's have a look here. I'm just having a quick look for the...
It's in the gold. It's in the gold deck.
Here it is, Ruffian Handbook. And so you can equip this immediately, and it's an accessory. So I have the hot sauce in your accessory slot, but I'm aware you could have also brought the dynamite.
Yeah.
When the
I'll have to see what I want now.
Okay, so basically it lets you burn his first... Yeah, so this will make more sense in a minute when we read his full rules, but if Bort draws an action we don't like, Chris can ditch it. Which could be pretty clutch.
If I bring that with me, which we'll see, I guess.
Yeah. So, the thing is, because it takes up an accessory slot, And Chris has actually got 2 accessories, but we currently, at least I have him equipped with the hot sauce, which says, if you discard it during the fight, whenever a ruffian ends an action adjacent to this fight, they take a damage.
Yeah, I mean, I can obviously for 2 mocks swap out my accessories.
That's true. You could theoretically, I suppose, use the hot sauce and then use 2 mocks to swap in the handbook. And you do have 3 mocks per turn, don't you?
Yes, well, it's
No,
actually a stick
4.
of dynamite. Stick of dynamite is a one shot, so I could chuck the stick of dynamite, then grab the handbook or the hot sauce, whichever I prefer.
Yeah, but you have 4 mocks on a turn, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah, so actually, you know, I probably could start off with the other ones, use them one after the other, and then get the handbook after that. You know.
Yeah. The other thing is, like, we can always. Yeah. I mean, I think getting the damage out first is better anyway, because if we kill him, we don't need to worry about him drawing extra action cards.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
damage. So, what says here? Ruffian ability, spreading culture. It looks like Bort's ruffian friends taught him some dangerous tricks. Combine his action deck with the action decks of 2 unused ruffians at random. They are now his actions. Bort takes 2 actions on his turn. When he hits breaking point, he takes 2 instead of 1. His weakness cannot be activated through another ruffian's actions. His weakness is the Scorching Camera Flash. His overworked flashball burns red hot. Bort and all townsfolk within 5 squares of him take 2 damage. So how do we trigger that?
It's one of his cards.
One of his cards will
Same
do
as
it.
always. Yeah, or potentially do it.
And defeat Bort Dovis. His movements will be hard to predict. Trust in the new sheriff to keep you safe. If you lose if all townsfolk are knocked out, or if the new sheriff is knocked out at the start of the ruffian's turn.
Okay, this might actually be quite hard.
Well, let's find out, because I think we should adopt the FromSoft strategy of just trying to kill him as quickly as possible.
So the FromSoft strategy is to roll up into his arse and stay there. He's
I thought the FromSoft strategy was to create such an OP build you can win in 30 seconds and then you don't have to worry about it.
Not generally.
Alright, so where's Bort Dorvis? Here it is. Alright, I've got all of these here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 other characters. So, Chad, do you want to give me a number between 1 and 11?
2 numbers, right? Out of interest, do we want to just you know, cheat and say we don't want any of the 3 characters we've already seen?
Yeah, if this is okay, Hager says 7. If this is one we've already had, I'll take it out.
It just said 12 as
Yeah,
well.
but there's no 12. He's trolling us.
Oh, so yeah.
This is Queen and Queen. King and Queen, but it's spelled funny.
Yeah, we have not had
So
them.
we haven't had them, so we can add in the 7. And one more number, team. Oh, all this extra setup.
3 from Eddie.
Eddie says 3. So that's Samuel Strawman, Eddie. I'm sorry. Roll again.
You could just who's the next one after Samuel Strowman? You could just take him.
Number 4. You want number 4, Eddie?
Well, Hager says 11.
Hager said 11.
Yeah.
Alright, then let's do 11.
Who's 11?
Penny Pinchetti. Debt too heavy,
Oh,
it's
here's
Penny Pinchetti. This is the safe that moves around. So, just to give you guys a bit of insight into who these are. Penny Pinchetti is this like safe with angry arms that runs around. And what was the other one? The other one was King and Queen. But they swapped their letters around just to be confusing. So Bort Dovis is like the ultimate final boss. It's 3-in-1.
Oh.
We couldn't have got better.
Apparently so.
Only we had a Henlo whatever.
But no one wanted to be the chicken.
Which is crazy, really, because chickens is a rule.
You like chickens.
But, you know, I wanted to be the flirty old gunslinger. Just wanted to be, you know, alluring. That's why Chris has to tank extra hard, because I keep pulling aggro with my flirty maneuvers.
Pretty gritty. Okay, I think I'm going to start close to him in I-11, India 11.
Ah, I called it. I already put you there.
Wow!
I knew it. Do you know where I started?
Did you start next to the forest?
No, I started in K10 actually.
Even further away, okay.
As far away as possible. I only have 4 health and no way to recover it unless you heal me.
I do have the ability to heal.
You do.
And I have 5 health, I think. I've got 5 health now.
Yeah, you got 5 health. And the apron. And the buffet tray.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll be okay.
Although, actually, you can also use the buffet tray to prevent damage done to me. If we're adjacent.
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Great.
Alright, I've given these a good shuffle. So, the top action card is actually a King and Queen card. A thick action deck. Exciting stuff.
Right, okay.
I genuinely don't know why I got the money out. With the little money tray.
So... So I think I'll start with the hot sauce equipped, if that's okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what I had you with anyway.
And then I'll just use that. Then I'll pull out the stick of dynamite, throw it at him. Then I'll pull out the ruffian handbook. That's that. And I mean, you just do so much damage to him. I think we got this. We got this.
Yep. Our strategy is as follows: all the damage as fast as possible. He doesn't get to play any cards.
He does get to go first, sadly. Twice.
Morganite says it's very tempting to bring a healer character. There's just not a reliable way to get back HP. But I guess that's why Chris is doing the tanky thing. I'm squishy DPS. Chris is aggro tanky guy. It's gonna work out.
I can do one at a time. Still, I still have the weapon I started with. Oh, that's not true. I got the garden shears, which is slightly better, but they're basically 1 damage.
Alright, I've got the big barrel shotgun, which also has range 7. And if I shoot it at range 7, I'm almost certain to hit.
Yeah, because of your
my far-sighted trait.
Yeah. All right, I think we're ready to go.
Here we go. Unfortunately, Bort starts first. What a jerk. And he's going to start with this King and Queen card. Which might break, actually. It occurs to me, isn't there 2 figures for King and Queen, or no? Is it just 1 figure on the same stand?
No, it's 1 figure with 2 characters.
So this should be fine, then.
Yeah, I think so.
Conqueror's Warcry. Bort lets out a scream so loud you go cross-eyed. Target the weakest townsfolk. I guess that's me. Move towards...
I forgot what weakest means. Weakest means damage, health, does it?
I've assumed it means lowest hit points. While Chris checks, it says, move towards the target. If Bort reaches them, deal 1 damage. After effect, Bort's screech loosens the straps of your gear. The target has their chest gear unequipped. Ha! Joke's on you! I have no chest gear! I'm naked on the top, because I'm flirty.
It does not specify. I think it must mean weakest.
I
Health-wise.
can't actually interpret that any other way. I don't think so.
Yeah. That's
Right, so Bort's going to move towards me. He's definitely going to make it, because he can move 7. So I guess he's going to go... What's this?
Just 5 straight ahead, and he pushes me out of the way.
Yep. So he's going to move over you. I guess does he push you north? I mean, I guess you could also choose to bounce back to the forest, right?
I could, yeah. What do you think is best?
I don't know if it's really going to make a difference for now. Although I suppose the forest might be better, because if his next thing targets the closest person, there's a chance it'll hit you.
Okay, yeah, I'll let him push me all the way along.
I didn't actually look at what the forest does. We haven't seen it before. We should maybe have a quick look.
I think we have seen it before, but it's still a good idea to look at them all, yeah.
You might have in your first game with Deborah. I don't think it's come up in ours. So I take 1 damage and lose my chest gear, but I don't have any chest gear, so I'll just... Uh-oh, down to 3 already. I'm just gonna run away and shoot him. Might smack him with my sword first. Okay, it says, it costs 2 movement to enter any dense wood square. Does not affect ruffians or movement via gear or abilities. 1 mox to climb a tree. Oh, I should actually just show you guys. Or climb higher. You get +2 range with ranged weapons. All bonus range is lost if you move from your current square. If a collision causes you to move out of the square, you take 2 damage. I should just run to the back of the forest and hide in the trees. Just climb up the trees, get additional range. Shoot the whole map.
You can only shoot once per turn, once every 2 turns, the problem.
Yeah, have that nice sword to smack him with. The good news is I have my accordion boots to just run away from this situation. Smack him with my sword and retreat.
You could fly up to the car and send the car down to him, actually.
Although currently I'd be hitting you.
Yeah, but I'll move. Oh, you're going before me. Okay, no,
I don't think I'll make it
to
to the car this turn. Well, actually, I could. Although if I use the boots for their ability, I won't have enough to hit him, so I'll probably just run away this turn with regular-ass movement. I should check my goals here as well, just to make see if I can do any useful goals. Yeah, that might happen. Could be useful. This would be super useful, but I can't really control it, and that I've already failed. So, actually, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. Not yet. So let's see. Next, the other things we're all familiar with, right? No, I don't think we saw the vegetable patch either. Actually, the veggie patch says, once per fight, each townsfolk may end their turn inside the vegetable patch and restore 1 HP. Nothing tastes better than bloodstained carrot. Carrot with ketchup, as Bort would say. Here's card number 2. There's no telling what's in that fanny pack. Bort's fanny pack of doom. Chris, you ready for the next card?
I'm ready. Yep. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just checking things that haven't happened yet.
Great. Shoulder slap. So this is a Bort card. Bort gives you a friendly shoulder slap. Target the furthest townsfolk. Oh, so now this would have been better for you to go north. Never mind.
He's trying to be friendly.
Move towards the target. If Bort reaches them, trigger the after effect. Bort overenthusiastically slaps your shoulder, causing gear to fly right off your body. The target takes 2 damage and unequips a piece of gear of their choice. Oh, jeez. Well, I sure hope this hits you. Because you can give up, I guess. I mean, the hot source is a bummer.
Dude, I don't want to give up anything.
Yeah, but you have so much more than me. Like, you've got 7 things. I've only got 4, and losing any one of them would be a disaster. I'd have to lose the boots.
I'll have to lose my boots as well, but what's the second thing? If it's unequipped, it's lost, isn't it? It just goes. You haven't got any more.
Unequips a piece of gear of their choice. I don't know. I that's what I had assumed.
I think so, but I could be wrong.
The thing is, if I don't give up my boots, I'm giving up either one of my awesome weapons or my hat, which I need to hit with them. Like, if I lose the hat, the only thing that's marginally losable are the boots, really. I mean, or the sword. I guess I can shoot the shotgun every other turn, but it would.
No, you need both, I think.
Yeah.
It doesn't say what happens. I don't see the term discarding. Here we go. Certain ruffians' actions or events will cause gear to be discarded. That means it's from the game. So that, he doesn't say discard it. He says unequip it. So I guess that means put it into your backpack.
Okay, so then you have to just spend 2 mocks to get it back out. That's not the end of the world.
Yeah, that's super annoying, but it's fine.
Yeah, although I think it does affect you less because you have twice as much mocks as me. So here's hoping he hits you.
And it's less crucial that I use that mox to attack.
Ooh,
So yeah, it's definitely better that this happens to me.
fingers crossed.
Changing gear, here it is. Yeah, unequipped means goes into your staff. Yeah, cool. All right, we rolling off then?
Hold tight. My camera here
You
is massive. This camera's up. There we go. All right, great. So where's my die at? Here we go. Is this on? Yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1, throw him! Uh-oh. Did you roll a 1?
No, it's a 7, I'm sorry.
Shit. Okay, well, I'm down to 1 health, and I have to lose my boots.
Wasn't it 2 pieces of gear? Oh, no, it's 1 piece of gear, that's alright. Oh, God.
Oh, I'm about to die.
Well, I can heal you for 1 health, so that's good.
Alright.
I'm not adjacent to you, am I?
No, I don't think so. I presume adjacency is orthogonal.
Oh, I should have pushed back, and then pushed up, so I was adjacent to you. That was so stupid.
Then wouldn't you have jumped over me?
Yeah, I'm not adjacent. What?
Oh,
No,
yeah,
no,
back and then up, so you're sort of next to me in the corner, yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't do it.
This is all only matters because of the card he just pulled. Damn it.
I need to stay adjacent to you and heal you.
I need to, well, I was thinking I might just run north and then hide in the cornfield or some shit. I don't know. But the thing is, because I've lost my boots now, I could put them back on, but I think I might be better hitting him with the sword and running away.
Drop your movement down, by the way, actually. Well, you're adjacent to him anyway, so you might as well hit him with a sword. You have 2 mocks as well. Definitely hit him with a sword. There's no reason not to. Apart from the fact that it's hard, the accuracy is worse. But I still think it's better to do it while you happen to be starting beside him.
No, yeah, quite. I mean, I want to go north because I want to put myself next to the vegetables in the well, both of which have healing properties.
But I want to heal you.
Yeah, so I don't know what the best way to set this up is. The problem is that you go after me.
Yep.
So if we set this up in such a way that you can...
Well, just move. Just don't move. Just don't move further away than I can reach you. I've got 4 movement. What's your movement now?
4.
Yeah, that's fine. I can catch you. Well, okay, yeah, just don't move 4 away.
Well, you only need to be adjacent, right?
Yeah, so if you move 4 north, I can't catch you.
Oh yeah, because you can't move diagonally.
You can move 3 north, but you may not move 4 north.
All right, are you gonna use an ability like
My plan for my turn is to consume the hot sauce. Use 2 mocks to equip the stick of dynamite. Follow you, and then use 2 mocks to heal you. That's my plan.
Okay, I was just thinking. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, I guess that works, and then you're also adjacent to me if needs be. I was just thinking, I wonder if it would be better to use the frantic fighter trait and try to pull aggro rather than worry about healing me. But I guess
I think you're on 1 health. You're 1 health, aren't you? Yeah, I'm gonna heal you, mate.
well,
I need you alive. I can't beat him by doing 1 damage to him a turn if I'm lucky.
Hager says not my fault.
Alright, hit him with the sword. Come on.
Here we go. We need this. So I hit on a 6 up, but I get to add 4 to my die roll, so I should be okay here.
Wait, why are you adding 4?
Oh no, sorry, not 4. I don't know why. I've already added 3 to my accuracy, so I get to add 1 to the dice roll.
You're adding 1 to the dice roll. You started at -2.
So odds are slightly in my favor.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Let's see a nice big crit. What is it? What is it? What is it? It's a 5. That means it's actually a 6, which is good because that's a hit.
Oh.
And he goes down to 8, which is great because that means he doesn't go ape shit.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, and then I bravely run away. 1, 2, 3. So I'm now in K7.
Yeah. Okay, that's my turn. So I consume the hot sauce. So now whenever the ruffian ends in action adjacent to me, he'll take a damage. That could be good.
Yeah, especially if he's doing 2 actions per turn.
Quite. I'm going to then use 2 mocks to equip the stick of dynamite from my backpack into my accessory slot.
Dun, dun, dun.
It costs 1 mock to use the dynamite, so I won't use it just yet. I'll wait for next turn. I've got 2 mocks left. I'm going to move my full movement 1, 2, 3, 4 to move north 3 times, and then once west. So I'm in front. So once, west. So I'm in front of you.
I mean, I moved you northwest, north, but you know, the end result was the same.
That's. So I'm standing in front of you. I'm going to use my next 2 mocks with the buffet tray to restore HP to adjacent townsfolk, which is you.
Hey, do you think me losing the accordion boots counts as my movement being lowered by a ruffian action?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll play it safe for now and say no.
I think your movement was lowered by unequipping the gear, but it was indirectly caused. But yeah, it's hard. I don't know. That's tough. That's a tough question.
It was a chain result that had that outcome, but the action caused me to unequip, and the unequipping caused the thing. Oh, Morganite! No, take a longer lunch. Lunch is so important. It's the cornerstone of the day. It's also
lunch is
one of my 3 favorite things to do. The other 2 are breakfast and dinner. Thanks for hanging out, Margaret. See you soon. Hope you have a good day. Okay, right. And that's so I get 1 health back. I'm on 2 now.
And then we're back to Bort, sadly.
And then sadly, yeah. And it's another Bort Dovis action. And then it's another King and Queen action. So I guess I've shuffled all of the whatever her name was, safe actions to the bottom. Trip and slip. Bort trips over his own shoes while taking a photo. How embarrassing. Target the closest townsfolk. Oh, good. Move towards the target. If Bort reaches them, trigger the after effect, which he will. Bort topples over. Slowly returning to his feet, he seems quite unfazed. Compared to the target, flattened beneath him. Bort takes 1 damage while the target suffers 2. Yeah, that's great. I guess he goes 1 to the east and then 2 to the north. And then he falls on you.
He doesn't actually need to go east, though. He can just go. He can step in the cornfield.
Okay, then I guess he puts his foot in the cornfield, which causes him to trip up, falling flat onto you. And then now he's going to interrupt his own turn with a breakout turn. So he's going to do 3 more cards?
3 more cards. I would like to point out, however, he takes 1 damage because he's tripped over. He then takes another damage for getting my hot sauce in his eyes.
Oh yeah, the hot sauce fell upon him. So this is good. So he's gone down to 7 thanks to his own clumsiness, and down to 6 because of hot sauce. And if he ends the next 2 cards next to you, he'll trigger another action, which means he's going to do a grand total of 4 cards. Now, the hot sauce says when he ends an action, right? Yeah, not a turn, but an action, and each card is an action.
Exactly.
So he might just kill himself before we even get to play again. Hopefully he won't kill you.
There's also a chance he's going to hit his break. What's it called? The I forgot what they're called.
Breaking point.
Break. He's going to hit his next.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like, there's a chance he's just going to kill himself on hot sauce before we even play again. If he's this clumsy.
Should I use Smithy's apron to negate this damage?
I wouldn't, and I'll tell you why. Because if he somehow triggers his phone. No, sorry. I'll tell you why I wouldn't, because it doesn't kill you, and you're still safely on 3.
Yeah, but if I end up on 1 health and I have to use it to negate 1 damage, that's frustrating.
Yeah, but you've still got scope to take 2 or 3. You're saying if you take like 1 damage 3 more times.
Yeah, that's frustrating, right?
Yeah. I think that we're gonna see. I mean, so far he's dealt 2 damage twice, so I think that we're probably gonna have another 2 damage before.
I don't know if I've ever seen a 3 damage card.
I think we've seen something that might have had the potential to do it. But it might have dealt 2 and then 1 or something like that. You know, like deal an extra damage. I don't know. Well, up to you.
Okay, I'll leave it. I'll take the damage like a champ.
It feels bad if I talked you out of it now. It doesn't come up again.
But that's largely why I'm doing it, because now my hands are washed clean.
It's my fault.
Next card.
Got it. Good.
Yeah, exactly. So he's interrupting his turn. He's not having his second action because he has to have 2 bonus actions first.
Right.
Then that was the second action.
So that was action number 1. Now we're doing the 2 bonus actions, and then we're going back to the 3rd action of his original turn. Second action of his original turn. Yeah. So this is bonus action number 1 from the breaking point. All right, and it's another Bort Dovis. Oh no, it's a King and Queen card. Here we go. A worthy tribute. Maybe y'all would be better off giving King and Queen what they want. Target the furthest townsfolk.
Oh, giving Bort. Maybe you'll be better off giving Bort.
Oh yeah, sorry. Maybe y'all be better off giving Bort what they. He sounds like a right schizophrenic now, going from this clumsy Mr. Bean to like royalty.
But he thinks this is our customs to be like to do this.
Okay,
stuff.
so he's going to move towards me, and then he's going to deal me 1 damage. After effect, he looms over me. The target may pay tribute to me by discarding a piece of owned gear. If I do, I activate his weakness and remove this card from the game. Well, absolutely not, because I can't afford to lose any of my gear, and also it's not even his weakness.
His weaknesses can't be triggered by
exactly,
the other cards.
So it had no effect. So let's not do that. So where are you going to get pushed, Chris, as Bort struggles to get towards me?
I'll go towards the townhouse.
The barn.
The farmhouse, sorry, I should say, yeah.
Are your only choices here east and west?
Yes, I believe
That's a bummer, because now you're not adjacent to me, you see, and we've got 2 more cards.
Yeah, I know, but look, it is what it is. I'm sorry.
He takes 1 more damage, which means that if he's...
At least I healed you, man.
It's true. I'm down to 1 health. But I'm thinking he's just taken 1 more damage. He's still got 2 more cards. There's no way he's not doing all of his cards in a big long ass chain here.
Yeah, but also bear in mind, if he's down to 3 health or less, I can blow him up with the TNT.
This is true. If he somehow survives the hot sauce, yeah, F Mike, exactly. Look, I already did my bit difter. I basically smacked him and started this whole chain of events. Like,
and then ran away.
And then I tried to run away, but he took my shoes.
Yeah, he took my shoes. Okay, so he's still got 2 cards to go.
So, hi, my name is Bort Dovis. Card. This is his 2nd bonus action. Dropped souvenirs. Bort rips his fanny pack. Target all townsfolk within 5 spaces. If there are 2 or fewer, discard this and play the next card of the action deck. Oh, there were 2 or fewer. So I guess we're skipping that. I didn't read it, but I don't like it. So now we're on to another King and Queen card. Supreme Serenade. Bort whispers sweet nothings into his own ear. He's all fired up. Target the closest townsfolk. Well, this is going to be a 50-50. It could be either of us. Move towards the target. Then, if there are 3 or more on the board, if there are not, Bort manically stares the target down while taking in his own whispers. You're glad you can't hear him talk to himself in his own ear. This is a hard card to read in this context. So we were skipping the after effect because there's not enough. So actually, he's just... Nothing happens. He's just going to target someone to move towards them. Because we're both equally close, actually nothing's going to happen because he can't move anywhere.
I'll tell you one thing.
You're going to get hot sauce on him. And that's going to trigger 2 more bonus actions. Alright, we're resetting the bonus actions.
This hot sauce is massively overpowered against Bort.
Who knew this would happen? Hager says, I'm concerned for Bort. Me too, after watching him just whisper to himself and do nothing. Alright, it's time for bonus card number 3. Another Bort Dovis card. What's that?
He's just killing himself. He's done like 4 damage to himself. Yeah, 4.
Capture the aesthetics. Bort snaps some shots of your eccentric outfit. It really embodies the town's culture. Target the townsfolk with the most equipped gear, so that's going to be Chris. Move towards the target.
Yes.
If he reaches them, deal 1 damage. After effect. If there are 2 actions in the discard pile with a camera on them, which there are, I think. No, there are not. There's just 1 actually. No, not all his cards. So there are not. So that's fine. Then we can ignore that for now. So he just moves towards Chris and takes the damage. Chris takes the damage, and Bort also takes the damage.
Yeah, I knew I should use this with his apron though.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could still have a 2 damage incoming.
Yeah, still. So he's got 2 actions left. Is that right?
He's got 1 more bonus action and then 1 regular action. So this is bonus action number 4.
He's pretty much dead.
Mantle and Mayhem. Bort tosses his cloak over your team. Target the 2 closest townsfolk. Bort throws their giant cloak over the targets. When it is removed, the townsfolk find themselves attached to the hip. Reduce each target's movement by 1 and place them adjacent to one another. Keep this card in front of the townsfolk. For the remainder of the fight, whenever one of the townsfolk moves, place the other adjacent to them at the end of the turn. Unless knocked out, neither townsfolk can be removed from the board. Place the next card in the action deck. Play the next card in the action deck. Oh, now he's going to get another card. But also, this means you move next to me? It says...
Yeah, we have to be placed next to each other, so how do we want... In what way do we want to... No, let's place you next to me so that he gets another damage.
Yes, that's right. We don't want to move you away from him. Can I be behind you? Do you think that's okay?
Let me see what it says. Place them adjacent to one another. I guess so. I mean, I don't know. It's not clear, is it?
When it is removed, the townsfolk find themselves attached to the hip. Reduce each target's movement by 1 and place them adjacent to one another. I think it's our choice.
I think so, yeah.
Great, I'm going to hide behind you then. And I'm going to reduce my movement to 3, and I'm going to reveal my goal, which says that if your movement, mocks, or accuracy are lowered by a ruffian action, achieve this feat. Plus 2 mocks for this fight.
Oh, I've also done a feat, which is Pummel Planner. If no townsfolk are at their maximum HP during a fight, achieve this feat. It's worth 1 point, and I get to damage the ruffian.
Really?
What? Yep.
What's it called?
Pummel Planner.
Pummel Planner. You planned this pummeling. Oh yeah, here it is.
Yep.
Come on, camera. Show them the Pummel Planner. We want to see it. Why can't we see it? Can't read it. God damn it. Doing so well.
He's so screwed.
If no townsfolk is at their maximum HP during the fight, achieve this feat. 1 damage to the ruffian. Cool. So he goes down to 2. Well, he's about to draw another card, and then he'll go down to 1.
Assuming he ends next to me. He still has 2 cards to draw.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, unless he leaves. What are these? These are... I think these are things we discarded. Oh no, these were the ones I took off the. Yeah.
My dynamite will now kill him anyway, even if he doesn't. Like.
Well, I mean, he's also now I've got 4 mocks, so he's also got to survive me if I don't get knocked out.
You can hit him with the hero sword and the
In the same turn. Like, damage is not our problem. Surviving long enough to deal the damage is our problem.
Well, but I can negate 2 instances of damage.
Well then, I think we might have wrapped this up, having had less than a full round of turns between it. 2 full rounds of turns between us. This is another King and Queen card. This is now bonus card 4, isn't it?
This is
this is actually bonus card 3's
4 again.
Follow-up card. This is bonus card 4's follow-up card.
Correct, yeah.
So this is, because he did Mayhem Mantle, which then says, play the next card in the action deck. Which is another King and Queen card, and then we've got a Penny Pinchetti card, our first one. Hager says, I think it'd be the shortest movement to be the most Grim Rule. Yeah, but this doesn't have Grim Rule, does it? Is there anything in the rulebook that's like, interpret this as badly as possible?
I don't think so. But I don't think it's going to matter, to be honest.
Yeah, let's find out if it matters. Here we go. Royal introduction. Bort demand respect. Target all townsfolk within 4 squares. All targets must unequip their headgear and then move Bort towards the furthest townsfolk.
Huh.
I mean, that's kind of bad because I needed that to hit anything. But it's also, like, not so bad because we can still move him so that he's next to you.
It loses me a mocks and also drops me down to 1 health.
Oh, shit.
But he will take another damage from the hustle.
So, do you want to get pushed north or south?
I have to go north because it's an option.
So you have to go adjacent if possible.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And then he takes 1 more damage, reducing him to 1 hit point.
Yep.
Oh my god.
It should be.
Alright, here we go. Penny Pinchetti. Let's hope this isn't... everybody nearby takes shed loads of damage. To be fair, Chris can still negate 2 instances of damage, so there's basically no... This is... For this to actually kill us, it would be pretty... it'd have to be pretty special.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Penny comes to collect her dues. Target the richest townsfolk. Well, that's Chris.
It's me.
He has $2 and I have none. Behold how poor I am. See how rich Chris is with his mighty wealth over there. His $2. Oh, come on, card. Move towards the target, and if they reach them, trigger the after effect. Bort grabs the target and their coins, sending them both flying. They take 1 damage and lose 2 coins. They're pushed 3 squares away from Bort. Bort throws the collected coins into a stockpile. Place the lost coins on the bottom left square of the landscape. All townsfolk that enters the square receive the coins. Oh no! This is terrible. He's pushed you away. Now you might have to throw dynamite at him.
And now I have to discard the apron to negate 1 damage, which is exactly what I said would happen.
It's an outrage, Chris. I think I cost us the game with that call.
I'll 1, 2, 3. I'll let him throw me towards the car.
Oh yeah, so you can just get the car going if necessary. Yeah. Oh my god. Where did the money go?
Bottom A14, I guess. Didn't it say the bottom left corner? Yeah, A14 space.
Okay.
That was his last card, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, we finally get another turn.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that we played 2 cards for him, then we had 2 turns, then we played 7 cards for him.
Yeah. Hager says, doesn't that move you both? What do you mean?
Oh, the
Hager?
shakedown?
This is just...
Oh yeah, Penny grabs the target and their coins, sending them both flying. No.
Well, it moves me, and then you're placed adjacent to me, is what it says.
Oh yeah, because I've had I'm attached to you.
Yeah, well remembered, Tigers. Well remembered.
Okay, well this is great, because I actually wanted to move away anyway. Because now that I don't have my hero's cap anymore...
Oh, but actually, what that means is we should have always been. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to retcon that so that you didn't go around the corner. You didn't go behind me. No, that's not necessary.
That's not necessary. No, when you were pushed north, I should have come with you.
Yes, because I was moved, so you're placed next to me. Yeah, so we're both flung next to the car then, with you on the left, me on the right.
Is that you and L and me and K?
Yes.
Great.
So.
That's what I've got too. Okie dokie. That's fine then. So that's the shakedown result. Actually, we played 8 cards for him because I don't think I counted that one.
Joined to the hip. Indeed, we are. Mike and I play board games remotely because we're joined at the hip. That's it. So do you want to try and shoot him?
Yeah, I'm wondering if I shouldn't just use 2 mocks, because I've got 4 now, to put my hat back on and have a better chance of hitting.
It's irrelevant because my dynamite's guaranteed 2 damage.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. So yeah, sure, if you want.
Or...
Wait, no, you only have 2 mocks.
No, I have 4 because I used Into the Fray. Not Into the Fray, no, it was Unshakable, because my movement was reduced.
Well, yeah. Stick your hero's cap on.
You know, or... How far can you throw the dynamite? 3 squares. Oh, bummer. I was going to say we could move around the side of the car and try and run him over. That's an epic last move, but it might be too risky on account of the fact that we need a 5-up, and also then it would put you out of range with the dynamite, and I just don't fancy another round of Bort. Even if he might die to the hot sauce before he can do anything useful. Okay, that's what I'm...
So I think I did more damage than you did. With my
You did more damage despite not attacking once.
Yep.
I'm putting my hat back on for 2 mocks. And I guess I can actually put my boots back on as well, right? Because it's 2 to sort of redo everything? Or is it 2 per card?
It's 1. It's 2 per item,
okay.
Yeah. The only exception being if you're like equipping a 2-handed weapon or something.
Fair enough. And I shall just put my hat back on. And then I guess I'll just shoot him. Here we go. So how many squares away am I?
There's 3 between you and him, so there's 3. It's number between you that matters.
So I get +4 to this dice roll.
Yep, correct. So you anything but a 1.
I've rolled a 3, so that's a 7. So I hit him and he dies.
And then I had his body.
And he falls in the lake.
We did it!
Hooray! We only had 3 turns between us.
We didn't even have 2 full rounds. You should look at Bort's gear, but unique gear, by the way, because one of them is like horrifying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's particularly horrifying considering he's just trying to, be a tourist, and he doesn't wish any ill upon us.
Well, the problem is that he made friends with the ruffians, and then they convinced him he was some kind of king.
He didn't realize what was happening.
Poor Bort, he was so naive. And he got himself into trouble. And that's a real shame. So, we've got... we're not going to get any of this loot, because I don't think it matters, but we've got Bort's camera, ranged, one-handed, unique, 1 mox, 2 accuracy, 2 damage. To attack with this weapon, you must first discard an unaccomplished feat of metal. That's not bad.
It's very powerful, though.
Well, it's cheap to use and very accurate, but you have to discard a thing. Bort's Fanny Pack, special gear. You may equip accessories in any gear slot. That's kind of fun. Like, just carry a bunch of stuff.
Billy Spence's Bort was a menace. This next card is...
Or Bort's Face. It's headgear. +1 mox. If there's ever a tie for targeting, you may choose which is targeted, even if you are not one of the possible targets. That'd be super useful. Sure wish we'd taken Bort's Face.
Just wear his face, Texas Chainsaw Massacre style. It's
Oh
horrifying.
my god. I like how even though his face has been removed, he's still smiling.
Yeah, he's a happy guy.
Just unassailable optimism.
So we have to read the finale, which is 19.
God, reading in this game? What? 19 what? Is that a card?
In the rulebook, page 25.
Ah. What did I do with the rulebook?
Whoa, y'all skinned his face.
Does it say that? You've become the
That's
villain.
That's what Eddie says.
The results, 19.
Page 20.
An extremely toasty victory. No, that's the wrong. No. No place for tourists. The townsfolk surround Bort, brandishing their weapons as Bort smiles back nervously. Bort clears his throat. Howdy! Any of you fellas know where I can find a bathroom? His sentence is cut short as the new sheriff delivers a devastating blow to the back of his head with their handbook. The others join in, stomping Bort into nothing but a pile of borscht. That's what happens when you come to Eureka Springs looking for trouble. After that day, things were quiet around Eureka Springs. The town was safer than ever under the new sheriff's watchful eye, but for some reason, tourism was at an all-time low. Oh well, that's an issue for another day. For the time being, Eureka Springs is safe and sound. Congratulations, you've won the game!
That's horrifying.
Your first act as sheriff was to beat Bort to death.
With I used a handbook to do it as well.
Yep, it wasn't quick and it wasn't painless.
Oh dear.
Yeah, Eddie, I'm thinking this was a bit of a Pyrrhic victory. We might have saved the town, but what have we lost? Stu says, wow, it seems I arrived at the wrong time. Stu, you missed an epic battle. You have no choice but to go back and check the VOD. Hager says, that was the most cheesed victory of all time. Well, I'm not going to disagree with you, Haggers.
I mean, you say it was cheesed, but like, I don't know, man.
I feel like the thing is, like, it was serendipitous, really. Like, cheese, I think, kind of requires, like, you know, sort of, like, real rules lawyering to sort of set up. Whereas we did none of that. That was just pure happenstance.
I just consumed some hot sauce and watched Bort slowly kill himself.
Absolutely nuts.
It thematically suits as well that Bort basically was, you know, created his own demise.
Somewhat ironically, really, the point where he attached us together actually hindered him additionally. Like,
he was always going to be adjacent to me.
He literally, like, the one hope he had.
Kind of freaky. The big boss was technically an innocent bystander. Yes.
Yep, that was probably the least villainous big villain.
It's quite a sobering experience. But a win's a win.
Well, no. If that were true, then a Pyrrhic victory wouldn't be a concept, would it?
So
if a win was a win, a Pyrrhic victory wouldn't exist as a concept.
A what victory?
Pyrrhic victory.
I don't think I've heard that
It
phrase.
means when you win, but the cost is so great, it's not really any better than losing. You know, and it can refer to sort of like I mean, I think typically it actually refers to a loss in soldiers or assets on the battlefield, but it's also used in a moral context.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, by the way, my town event that I've had secret since during the last fight and this fight, you might remember I wasn't so worried about you dying. If you want to find it, it's a secret one called Get Down.
Woo! Secrets, I want to find it. Oh, there's so many of these cards.
And you'll see why I wasn't really worried, and why I found the idea of being a tank was going to be even easier than you thought. And protecting you was going to be even easier. So, which is why it really worked out that you had DPS and I had survivability. Although not that it mattered, because I killed him with hot sauce.
Yeah, I mean, despite all of our great strategizing, no, it was pretty irrelevant. What was the name of that card again?
Get Down.
There's so many of these event cards, guys. Like, it's crazy that you only see 4 of these per... Oh, here it is. Per game. Because there's, like, so many of them. Okay, so it says... Secret. Get Down. Town event. You always wanted to do one of those valiant hero moves. You spent some time practicing one. Keep this card face down in front of you. The next time another townsfolk would be knocked out from damage, reveal this card. Swap positions with them on the board and take the damage instead. Oh, that's great. That's perfect for you. Like, it actually shows someone diving in front of Granny as well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. The fish guy, the fish boy.
Fish boy diving in front of Granny. Yeah, you gotta save Granny. She's all about that DPS, but she ain't got much hit points. Well, actually, we start.
The hero, so I do like the image of the Granny with a a one-handed double-barrel shotgun and a hero sword.
Yeah, I didn't need much loot, but the loot I got was pretty keen. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that, although I'm not really sure what I make of the sort of the strategic demands of the game. I feel like that last battle kind of played itself, and we were just kind of there.
And even the ones where it didn't play itself, I do think the strategy is very, very light.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eddie, I think you're right. I think Granny is the one who skinned Bort's face, not Yancey Plover.
No, Yancey looks like he might have some anger management issues.
Sure.
You know, like maybe in a fit of rage, he took someone's face off.
But yeah, I really don't think there's much strategy in this game. I never think we're having to think too deeply about where we're moving. More often than not, I was just like, I guess I attack him. I move up and hit him, right? That's all there is to do, really, a lot of the time.
I feel like your character in particular, because of the way we sort of built you out, you were a melee character who was a tank. So really, your only real maneuver is run up to them and hit them, and occasionally maybe interact with an obstacle or a feature if it seems like a good idea, or you have a feat of metal to do, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I enjoy it. It's fun. I'll probably finish the if Deborah's up for it, I'll finish the playthrough we started. I don't know if I'll play it again after that, frankly.
Yeah, do you know what? It was funny actually, because I was thinking about it actually on the I was thinking about it because we're at Aircon recently. We're playing Regicide, and I was like, this is kind of a boss battler, even though it's just a deck of cards.
Oh, yeah, the card game. Yeah. I remember you brought that to Essen. Yeah.
Hager says, I'm still somewhat stunned that was over so fast. Yeah, Hager says, so am I. Like, I was really kind of like, I need this game to give me something, I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what Meteor could have done, really. It is very light, and it's very quick to set up, and it's very quick to play, and I like the low complexity for its accessibility, and sometimes it's really nice to just have something like that. But I can't help but wonder if I wouldn't rather just set up Regicide, which is only marginally more complex and much faster to set up and much faster to resolve. Regicide, you win or lose 30 minutes tops, most of the time within 10 or 15. Yeah, Eddie, this is not the typical RSP live stream. I mean, we chit-chatted and then resolved that fight in like 45 minutes.
It was very, very quick. I had a feeling we'd kill him, just not quite that easily. I was getting worried about how easy the game was.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we both wound up on one hit point. I mean, you still had your tanky gear and stuff, but it's not so much the challenge, it's just how little autonomy we had. It's like...
That's it. It feels so RNG. I also feel that you could get absolutely massacred in any first, second, third, or fourth fight, and feel like there was nothing you could have done about it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like, we had no idea that Bort took two actions. That was his whole thing as a sort of a final fight. Obviously, the way that played in with the hot sauce may well have made this a very sort of unique experience. But like, it also may not have. Like, I don't know.
I think it probably was somewhat unique, that that combination. I don't think. I mean, let's have a look at another enemy. I don't think they all get 2 turns. No, they don't.
Mm-hmm. But then it kind of makes me wonder, like, if your strategy is to, like, if you get to this point where we were at, like, because we had like a 3-point plan, right? Which was use the hot sauce, use the dynamite, and then I don't know, equip the unique thing, and you tank while I finish them off, right? And we only got to enact point 1, but that was because of this combo of the hot sauce and Bort's ability. But I wonder, you know, like, is that then necessarily always going to be the case with these fights where they're either resolved very quickly, favorably, or you just lose?
Yeah, well, I think regardless of how quickly they are, aren't you lose or win, I think that there is a lack of autonomy in the way that the scenarios play out. As I think you can just as easily lose quickly, but I don't think you feel like you have much control over it.
Yeah, the choice to make the action deck so large is curious, because it feels to me to be like, I haven't played like a massive amount of boss battlers, but it just feels kind of like you're taking out the sort of the strategic element, and you are just injecting RNG without really contributing anything.
So my cat's staring in a very cute way. Yeah, I am. Well, I mean, I suppose is the whole remembering. Is it really strategy? It's just a memory game, isn't it? It's the whole boss battler when they flip the card deck over.
Right, but that's the nature of it, isn't it? Like, you know, memory game is remembering what they're gonna do. That's a thing, right? Like, because the strategy comes next, right? You remember the move, and then you strategize around the move, knowing what it is.
Kind of count.
So you have to play the memory game, and whether you like or dislike having to remember shit. And I'm not very good at it, but I don't mind like trying to do it. But I'm not very good at it. But
yeah, I'm the same. I don't mind trying, but I don't think I'm very good.
And which is frustrating, I guess, because I feel like if I could just remember what that card is, I'd have a good strategy. But you know, in this game, there's no hope of that. There's no hope of knowing what's coming next. So, you know, you might as well just... It just makes your strategy much more limited into... It's basically either choose a terrain to interact with, or you know, use your best weapon, and that's it. Those are your only 2 choices at any given moment, really. I mean, I guess at some point you have to make a choice, like disengage and go and find some terrain to heal you or something like that.
I just think there is next to no strategy in this. It's just it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable what it is. Like, you know, the artwork's enjoyable, the theme's enjoyable. It's quite kooky and unique, and you get and there's satisfaction to be found in just in there are certain mechanisms which are just enjoyable. Like, you know, I like getting gear and equipping gear and expanding my inventory. You know, adventure game style stuff or role playing game style stuff. It's just pleasing. Even if there's no depth to it whatsoever, just the box ticking of those exercises is enjoyable if you enjoy those types of games. So, you know, combining that box ticking with the kookiness and the unique theme and the fun models and the you know the lore, so to speak, it was enough for it to be enjoyable for the 5 sessions I've had playing it now. And I think I'm confident I'll enjoy the next 3, assuming Deborah's up for doing it. But I just don't see the reason to go back to it.
Yeah, I think I'm entirely with you. You know, I think ultimately you're right. Everything you've said is correct. The theme is lovely. The artwork is lovely. And the general concepts are really nice. I do like the expanding character. But one of the cornerstones of replayability is growth of skill. You know, you need to be able to feel like there's something to build and improve upon to keep you coming back to a game. Because once that, if you don't have that function, then the experience kind of stagnates. And I think this game is a bit too big to keep around for something that I'm only really going to break out when I'm like, I really should show someone Townsfolk Tussle. It's a little too hobby to show to people who would be into something this light. It's bizarre.
Yes, it occupies a strange place as a result, doesn't it?
So not much replay value once you play all the missions. Eddie, I don't even think I'm interested in doing that.
What's that?
He says not much replay value once you play all the missions. The one thing I'd be interested in doing is maybe like looking up a final fight, trying to figure out what the special objective, like doing another run where I can rig it so I can actually do the special objective by having the right character. But I suspect that once you do the special objective, you just get a little bit of special text, and then it's like open the secret box, you know, which is probably just some more items to make the game easier. I don't think it's going to create a bunch of strategy where there isn't some. What they've done is by keeping it simple in terms of keeping the stats low, keeping the damage low, and putting a lot of RNG into the enemy behavior, they've made it simple to parse, but they've also really limited their design space, and it's just not going to get that much more complex or interesting over time.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, it makes it very accessible, and I guess if you had a group of people who are sort of very used to Ticket to Ride-esque stuff, and you wanted to escalate them into something cooperative or something a bit more like hobbyish, it might fit that niche, but it still kind of feels like...
I don't think this is where you go with that.
I don't think it would grab them, you know? I think you want a compelling puzzle for that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this isn't a compelling puzzle.
It's not a compelling puzzle.
Exactly its problem.
It's a nice break from really thinky cognitive games, but you don't need that break if you're a light gamer, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I suppose, I guess maybe you do, I guess. If you're a light gamer, then maybe playing those light games is a decent gaming load for you. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of reception it's had, but I just don't think it warrants more than a few plays. Frankly, I don't see this occupying anyone's collection for a long period of time.
Egger says, my description of light gamers here roughly describes his girlfriend and her group, but he doesn't think this would be a good addition to that. So I guess I'm just stretching it to try and find a purpose for it. Hollenbeck calls out that they're coming back to Kickstarter with an expansion, which may address these concerns. Hollenbeck, I'd be very surprised. I don't feel like they've given themselves enough room for growth like that. I don't know. Surely
the expansion is just going to be more townsfolk and more ruffians.
Yeah, if the expansion is simply additional townsfolk, additional ruffians, and additional terrain, I would avoid it. I don't think this needs to be broader. I don't think that's going to bring anything. Like, that's not going to... Like, if they think that sort of changing up those features is going to make it more replayable, you're going to get bored of the mechanisms way quicker than you're going to run out of things to experience. Because there's not enough room to grow to keep you interested.
That's already true even with the gear they have. The content now. Yeah. The mechanisms will be dull before you've played fought every ruffian and tried every townsfolk. Definitely before you've seen all the events and all the gear.
Yeah. Hager says it needs exploration and character building other than boss rush, but there are already those games. Yeah, I mean, Hollenbeck says they're 3 people and it's their first game. They miss a publisher, like what happened with Dice Throne. Yeah, I mean, like, look, it's not any commentary on their accomplishments, really. Like, they've put together a reasonably competent game, and all of that. Like, I mean, it functions, the art's good, it doesn't seem imbalanced or grossly unfair. If the expansion added, like, a final fight, like, you know, secret alternate ending fight or whatever, and then you get like some additional escalation for all the stuff in the original box, maybe, but I still don't know how they would necessarily balance that, and I'm not sure. Again, like, I'm not sure if it would necessarily make it any more interesting, just because there's just not enough. There's not enough for the player to focus on. The decisions are too limited, and there's too regularly an obvious choice.
Sorry, I'm trying to use these card dividers that came with it to put the game away.
Have you not set your card box up with those dividers, Chris?
I had not, and now I'm doing it.
I'm so glad we all got to join you for this. So top tier content.
This is the race safe organizing content. You can just, this is like when people just do card sleeving streams.
Do people do that?
I've definitely seen streams that are mostly card streams. They talk as well, right?
Oh my god.
You could do card sleeving during your chat streams.
Chatting. Yeah, I could. Although my just chatting streams have really are largely me explaining games and things like and all that kind of stuff. It's the Chris Rue Boxing Show. Maybe. Difter asked a while ago, do you guys know what you're going to stream next? We've got some thoughts, Difter, and we'll probably ask the patrons. So if you want to get involved in that discussion, then you know what to do. I mean, you don't need to do anything, Difter. You're fine. Alan Beck says, fingers crossed they're already looking into said issues mentioned. I mean, I think the thing is, it's like, it's not... These observations are not... I mean, it is to an extent criticism, but I'm not saying that there's a right or a wrong way to go about it, but I do... You know, the limited opportunity here... Like, we didn't die once in this playthrough, and that's not great. I mean, the game is dead and you have to reset the whole thing, which is fine, I guess. But, it does mean, like... And yeah, I mean, I think we've sort of summed it up really here. I think that it fits into a niche where it's... Or into a spot where it's sort of like... it's missing something to make it all the more... grabbing, you know, like so it's missing space to grow. I just don't know how when I come back at this I'm going to do better than that, and I feel like I may not, in which case it's probably just RNG, because, you know, I should be better the next time I play this, but I don't know how to apply any improvement because I don't really know what I've learned. It felt like all the decisions were fairly obvious.
How did you fit all these cards in?
Well, I've taken out the insert because I sleeved my cards.
Ah, so you can't help me.
I cannot, but I'll show you what I did with my sleeved cards, folks, because you know some of you probably sleeve. Look at that. There's all the bosses. Here's all the items and things. There's the town events and stuff, and the other little items in there.
They have the area to put all the boss cards and town events and terrain cards in one go. Just don't quite fit them all. It's the only place that they fit, so they obviously are all meant to go there. But they don't quite fit. It's just the tiniest bit extra needed. Really annoying. Oh, that's so frustrating.
Hollenbeck, you seem to be really keen for this game to do well. Do you are you particularly keen on the theme? Is that what grabs you? I mean, the theme is fun. I like the theme. I like the sort of the quirky grimness of it. I like the art style a lot too. It's cool.
Yeah, I was really excited to play it. I even downloaded Cuphead and played it a bit, just to like get the spirit of it.
Stu278 says, "Is it worth linking your Patreon in the description of the video?" Stu, don't tell me how to do my goddamn job. Yes, it is, and I should be doing that. You're absolutely right. It is linked in the banner on the YouTube channel, but yes, I should have that linked in every description. Hollenbeck says, "I'm a backer, and it's still in transit." Oh, Hollenbeck, I'm so sorry.
How's it not arrived yet?
Yeah, that's a good question, because weren't we really delayed getting them? Hollenbeck says, "I'm still looking forward to playing it." I think your first run through is going to be great. Like, I really enjoyed this, but I also am now kind of done with it. And that's not, and that's not because I don't like to revisit games or anything like that. It's for the main issue I've described.
Cult of the New.
Oh, then you. Well, if you look at if you watch my Aircon debrief, a lot of those games are not Cult of the. In fact, there's really just one. And he says, "What? There's a Patreon?" And he's just accidentally backed and forgotten about it. Shh! No one tell Eddie that he's a Patreon. And Hager says, "Don't let these grumps ruin your time with it." Exactly. Don't listen to us and our nonsense. And the thing is, if you actually find the niche, the right group for this game who want to play it more than once and maybe even 3 or 4 times through, even I don't know how long you would have to replay it or how many times you have to replay it. Do you know, how many times do you get to replay anything? But I'd be really interested to know who that niche is. Because that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Stu says, "I had to pick up my mouse and click an extra time." Yeah, I'm so sorry. I've done us both a disservice, Stu. I'm bringing this whole operation down. But Hallenbeck, at least now you'll know. You won't know how to store the game because you can't see anything Chris is doing, but you will know the looks you're supposed to make on your face while you do it.
I've had a theory about how maybe this will fit. Hang on, let's see if this works. No, it doesn't. Seriously, man, there's like too many cards of every size. I don't get it. It's really, really, really annoying and weird and confusing. Look at all these cards.
Allenbeck says, "Well, all the games were meant to go to the EU, where they were yes, so it should have been sent by France, but it didn't because of congestion charges, so they sent it to Spain." Oh, Hallenbeck, are you in France? So they sent the French games to Spain and then had to ship them to France? Holy cow! They've. Oh, I feel so bad for whatever they're called. This company. I did know Panic Roll. I feel so bad for Panic Roll. I mean. They've had such bad luck shipping this thing around.
I can't believe we got it before you did, considering Brexit.
Yeah. Yeah, that does sound expensive, Heggers. It does. But, I've seen a lot of the other response to the game I've seen has been fairly positive, so, I wish them all the best, and I hope they, I wish them continued success, but I just, I don't know. I don't know with this one, guys. I liked everything about it, but I think I might be done with it, and I'll probably end up selling it. I might wait till the second Kickstarter just to see what the expansion offers. But if it just broadens the game and doesn't add any additional mechanisms for me to sink my teeth into, I don't think it'll be for me. And Stu says, "I'm in Spain. I'm going to hijack the trucks."
Hijack trucks and sell all the board games.
Hallenbeck says, "I feel you. Game Trace screwed up on this insert." So he hasn't even got the game, Chris, and he already knows that the trays are no good.
Oh, okay. Well, at least I know. At least now I know why it's not fitting.
And Billy says, "On to the next boss battler." It may well be another boss battler, Billy. We'll have to see what the Patreons want.
What's meant to go in this?
The coins. The values are on the bottom.
Oh, really? That's all it's for? Just the coin?
They were going to go in one of the bags, but then because they made that... well, that's not true, actually. So I've got the coins in there, but then also one of the little things was empty, so I used it for the Bundits tokens.
Is the Bundits? Yeah, those.
Oh, Skype crashed. We'll ask Chris. I'll bring him back to say goodbye. That's nice, isn't it? But you're right, Heggers. We just reached the 2-hour mark. Almost 2 hours. 1:45. So it's about time the technical issues start setting in. Maybe I can just join this call again. Hey! Chris is back.
Oh, you're back.
Skype crashed,
I-
yeah.
Oh,
My
okay,
Skype
cool.
crashed, so the call just kept running.
And you rejoined.
Hallenbeck says, lots of complaints about the insert on BGG. You mean for the cards, Hallenbeck? Yeah, I did away with it. But that's because I'm a manic sleever. I didn't even consider it. I was just like, yep, sleeve everything, and then don't worry about the insert. This has actually worked out great, though. I've got, who we got here? Oh, we got Penny and Jetty keeping these cards separate. A little standy in there.
I like the dividers. I mean, dividers are always fun.
Yeah, I like. I at least like how well organized this box has been. Now that I've done it like this, and I like that they gave you a number of these foam blocks, which I'm sure were just to hold things together safely in transit, but they are actually quite useful for sort of doing this kind of thing.
Foam blocks. I don't remember foam blocks. I don't think I got those.
The foam
No, but
blocks. Yours didn't have foam blocks in it.
I don't think so. I guess it's possible I threw them away, but it doesn't sound like me.
Chris didn't get the stretch goals foam blocks.
I can live, I guess.
And Hallenbeck says, that's not where the Bundit tokens go. They go somewhere else. Well, I don't care, Hallenbeck. What goes in there then, huh? I should make a bingo card, RSP stream bingo card.
And what I don't know is how all the terrain's meant to be. Is it like a system to storing this terrain? I don't know.
No, there is a very specific order in which they're stacked into the box. They did it in one of their videos, yeah. Oh, this
Does it matter?
No, I don't think it does. And honestly, I don't think it's all that helpful, but it is. There is a method to it. I'm going to see if I can show you now on camera, because that's at least some vaguely useful content I can do while I elongate this stream a little bit.
Hey, you guys go play some Elden Ring. You want to elongate your stream?
I do want to get back to Elden Ring and do some more of it, for sure. Did you see the patch notes for the recent patch?
I did. I've been playing a bit since then. They've added markers, and you meet an NPC now, it automatically marks it, so you don't need to mark it yourself anymore.
Really well, that'll help me.
What else have they done?
Well, they buffed basically everything my character does. So like you get more magic now. It costs less FUPs. Like they buffed all of the stuff that I do.
This isn't another update. The one on Monday is the one I read about.
Oh, okay. I don't know when I read this update. So it might be older than that, actually.
No, it's not older. It's definitely not. There was a day one, then there was one on Monday.
Okay, then it must have been the Monday update.
Yeah.
They're like glitter, stone, pebble, or whatever does more damage. Spells generally use less FUPs. And I was like,
I've got decent magic myself at this point. I've kind of branched a bit into magic. It's fun.
Yeah, it's I'm enjoying it, but that's also because I don't need to understand things like stamina and stance.
There's a bit of stamina.
A little bit. What I'm saying is it conceals my inadequacies slightly more effectively.
Yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be a savant soon enough.
Yeah. Although the amount of like sort of people playing through the game on YouTube, like players doing like long series, this game is crazy long. Like I'm never gonna get to the end of it.
Yeah, the length is insane. I've got like 30 hours into it now, and like I've still only killed I've killed the boss at the end of the castle, who is the first like proper actual story man. Sorry, he's the first. He's the first big boy boss, so to speak. Obviously, Margit, the guy you're fighting at the moment, is the first story boss. So I've only killed two, as far as I know, 2 bosses that are actually mandatory to kill to see the credits roll. I killed maybe 20 other bosses in addition to that. It's insane how long it is. Thank you, Hallenbeck. I will have fun reboxing, and I will see you in the next stream. I hope you enjoy it.
Hager says, I like that the Undaunted Reinforcements box that you put the other 2 Undaunted boxes into it. Yeah, I like that too, although I'll probably have to get rid of that insert as well if I'm going to sleeve them.
What things go here? I do not understand.
Go where?
So start putting your game. Go on, start putting your game away. Let me see.
All right, let me see if I can remember exactly how these go away. So you stack all the little square ones over there, and it's a little annoying because they pop over the top. This one's for this one here has all the. So sorry, the 2x2s go stacked up in here. All the ones go in there, and then they have the 2 fences on top of them.
Sorry, where are the 2x2s? Oh yeah, I did that right. I did that correctly.
So you got that correct. Okay. And then
am I right? Am I right in thinking that the ones don't stack into 4 perfect stacks? Or am I missing a 1 somewhere?
Yeah, no, there's like there's one little gap at the top, which is like.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not 4 perfect stacks.
Okay.
Okay, so then let's see if I can remember this correctly. There is a system here where a certain number of these just pop in under here. Like, I think it's the cornfield and the 2x3s and the 3x3s as well. All pop into there.
Oh yeah, well I see. Yeah, because if you put the for example, the car and the flower house and the pumpkin patch and the haystack equal together, either of those pairs equal the cornfield. So yeah, I see.
Bear with me here while I remember how the rest of this. The problem is, this is a little too complicated, and ultimately, like, you're not going to remember it each time. So I think then it's the forest with the ditches on top, and then I want to say it's the barn and the pond, like that. So
how do the forest don't fit there at all? What are you talking about?
So the forest, if you slide it in next to the dice, it fits right in there like that.
What?
Oh, is there a second forest? I think yes, there's a second forest. So the second forest can go on top there as well.
But they're hovering quite a bit above everything else, right?
Yep.
Fine. Okay. And then the house, is it? And stuff.
And then you can put the 2 ditches on top like this. And I think the river goes. Yeah, and then the house and the pond go like that.
The house, the pond go like that. Okay, cool.
Is it perfect? No, but is it sufficient? I guess.
Then do you start putting all the character boards next? Is it?
Yeah. Let me. So then it's the box of cards on the other side, of course, and then you've got. I guess actually there's probably room under here. No, there's not. That's a bummer. I was saying there might be room for the secret cards in there, but there's not. So it's not your character sheets first. Yeah. So then it's all of your boss cards go on top.
Oh yeah, forgot about them.
So boss cards, and then it's character cards, and then it's coins next to the character cards, and that should be flat. And then all you got to do is pop your boards on top there.
Oh my god!
There you go. I did something vaguely useful. Right at the end.
Where do these go?
What are those?
The black and red discs and the character initiative tokens.
So there is a space for the black and red discs in the miniatures tray, but I didn't use it. I've actually just left them in this compartment here. Most of the other things are in this compartment here, but there's actually, if you look here, a little space for the discs.
Oh, is that what that's? I was wondering what that was for.
Yeah, but I didn't like it because they were too loose and they just kind of shook out, and I was like, oh, that's not good. Is this content worth supporting on Patreon? The answer is yes. Check out my Patreon. Yeah, if you all comment down below and say, no, this is wrong, we demand that he do it again, I'll be back in a future video to address your serious and legitimate complaints and show a corrected and updated, because we take the news and facts very, very seriously. And when we get something wrong, we will issue a retraction and a correction video. And nothing's more important than how you store. Nothing is more important to get right than how you store Townsfolk Tussle.
What is this for?
It has no purpose other than to be a pretty map.
Cool.
As far as I'm aware. I mean, you read the rulebook. I didn't actually even read the rulebook.
I forgot that you've never read the rulebook for this game.
No, I've not read the rulebook for this one. This one, I just let you guide me.
Well, it's pleasing that it all fits nicely. I'm happy with that.
So this is actually the first time Chris has put this away, because some people have the luxury of a gaming table with a top. Hager says, we demand U-Boot. Hager's, I don't know if I'm ever going to revisit U-Boot. I've still got it. It's coming back to Kickstarter, actually, this year.
You have to revisit U-Boot if the patrons vote for it.
Yes, this is true. Although they've voted for it a lot.
Because they know what they want.
And what they want is more U-Boot. 6 hours, where, 4 hours is me doing nothing, and then 2 hours is me panicking and sinking. Although, actually, I think in the second stream when I sunk, spoiler alert, I haven't actually won any U-Boot. The second stream, I think, when I sunk, it was very, very sudden, wasn't it? I think? I can't remember. The first one was the one where I was killed by the plane, right? That was super fast. I was just like, actually, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. The thing about U-Boot is I actually had a guy who worked on submarines comment. Because I think in one of the streams I was like, this game is basically long periods of nothing happening, then 10 minutes of absolute chaos, and then long periods of nothing. And this guy who's like, I was in the Royal Navy, and you're absolutely correct. It's a very accurate simulation. It's just like, the option for U-Boot on the Patreon form mysteriously disappeared. How did that happen? It didn't.
So, do you want to talk about what things we're hoping to play in the future? Or do you want to wait till the vote goes up?
Well, so the reason I haven't is because, we're gonna go talk to the patrons, and what I need to figure out how I'm gonna pitch these thoughts to them, because I don't want to promise something I don't think we can deliver on. So to an extent, I think there's got to be a logistics conversation between you and me. But, so, I guess, guys, pending me and Chris having further conversations about what we actually want to commit to, and timeframes and logistics and all that kind of stuff, two of the games that are entering our conversation are the Gloomhaven OG. Frosthaven's going to be in there as well, because that's coming soon. And also KDM. So if you have any strong feelings about these games, that's something that you can reach out to me on Patreon and let me know about. Does that sound about right?
Yes, I've forgotten we were considering regular Gloomhaven. I think I just assumed we'd move on to Frosthaven if we were going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's completely reasonable.
That's fine. I mean, that would definitely be my preference.
To just go straight into Frosthaven?
I think so. I think I'd be more excited to try that.
Stu says, so I've basically watched a live stream of packing away a box. I live a rock and roll lifestyle.
It was a one person who taught how to pack away a box by another person. There was a boss battle before all that, which you can go back and watch. It was quite funny.
We're about to eclipse the amount of gameplay in this video with to be fair, we made all of like 4 decisions in this video, even when we played the game for an hour.
Yeah. Is Mike still waiting on Michael for playing Gloomhaven? Well, the plan always was for Mike and Michael to play it.
Yeah. But the thing is, Michael and I have started Legends in the Dark, which I want to finish. We're also still doing Tainted Grail, which we should finish. And I actually think, now that I've played Jaws of the Lion and sort of gotten...
Which you should finish? More like you should vaguely...
We should what? Oh, Tainted Grail? Yeah, I know.
Barely started Grail.
It barely started Legends either. Um, Legends in the Dark. So we've got a lot of sort of stuff going on like that. But the other thing is, now that I've played a lot more cooperative games with Michael, because we backed Gloomhaven. I think what I've got is the second edition, if not the first. So we backed it a long time ago, and it's just been sitting here in my house that whole time. And I've only ever played it with other people or on TTS. And so this is an untouched copy, essentially. But the point is that one thing that I've since discovered that Michael really doesn't like, unless and to be fair, this is not unanimous because he likes Regicide. But what he typically doesn't like is restrictions on communication. He likes to really talk things out and be very collaborative when it comes to cooperative games. That's his preference. And Regicide does have a restriction on communication, but because it's so quick and so small, I think that's okay. It doesn't bother him as much as these restrictions in other games do bother him. So I don't know where he'd land on Gloomhaven. I think we'd have to play it before I knew whether he'd be sort of really interested in actually committing to a full campaign of it.
Was one decision which around the box insert goes.
Yeah, we made more strategic decisions putting the game away than we did in the actual game.
Oh well, but still, it's good fun. I enjoy playing through Townsfolk Tussle. I'll have to see what I'm going to do with my copy now. I'll play a bit more probably. See what happens.
Yep, and maybe we'll come back for Kickstarter commentary during their campaign. And we can update you guys on what we're planning to do with the games.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to go to UK Games Expo in Birmingham? I'm flying back for it, and it would be good to get a picture with the guys from the Board Game Packing Away channel. Yes, Stu, we will be there. We will be there. So, yep, you can definitely... what I'll do maybe is I'll do a sort of... we usually do a Patreon meetup where we meet up with the patrons and we play a game, and there'll be some discussion around that and also what we're going to play. But I'll pick a time somewhere where I can meet with people who are fans of the show or fans of box packing, and we can get a photo. That'd be cool.
In fact, Michael sent a WhatsApp message during the stream, something about UKG. I don't know what it says yet. So we'll be there as long as that message wasn't disaster, we can't go.
My car has exploded.
I've lost the use of all my fingers and will never have them back.
Yeah, UKG is always a bit of a tricky one for me, Stu, because it always winds up being next to Essen, it's the one that's most work-like. I usually these days spend 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. every day demoing games and meeting with publishers and designers and all that kind of stuff. Whereas in the past, I used to just show up and wander around. Whereas Airclaw... Sorry?
That's a lie, Mike. That's a lie. You used to show up and play X-Wing and then go home.
Well, that was when we met. I think when we met, I was super into X-Wing.
The first two UKGs I went to, I saw you once at the very... Actually, I only saw the first time I didn't see you at all. And the second time, I went with Ben, and you just went to Daisy's your X-Wing.
Yeah, well,
the second time I went with Ben is again, and we saw you once at the very end. You wandered past with a copy of Great Western Trail in your hand.
I was big into X-Wing at the time, and the Nationals, the UK National Tournament, was at the Games Expo, and it was basically 2 days. Humble brag, you only played 2 days if you actually made it into day 2, but made it into day 2, so... But yeah, I mean, I had to stop that. I basically gave up on the competitive X-Wing when I started the channel, because not immediately, but I just had to, because it was too much to keep up with practice for that and keep producing the content. But that's cool because I love doing this stuff, and I still know all those guys.
Snap Stew, I also have managed to book SN UKG off work. Yes, but I couldn't get Aircon because there's only so many days of annual leave in the year.
This is true. Although I think Michael will have sent you a message about GridCon in November.
Is that what the messages he sent?
That might be the messages he sent. I know.
GridCon is the one I've never gone to that I always wanted to go to, and I still haven't managed to.
So GridCon
Aircon.
is Paul of Gaming Rules. It's his convention, and I think he's spinning up GridCon 3, which is down in Devon. And so that's, I think, in the process of sort of opening up for tickets and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's a lot like AirCon, GridCon. Michael and I went, I think, to year one. And you can see a trailer we put out based on our silly endeavors down there. But yeah, it's because your cameras are taking because of your phone.
Oh, sorry, checking the message. All right, I'll give up. I'll give up on that. The message is about. I was going to check my calendar. Oh, I can check my calendar on this. Oh my god, because the Android ecosystem, whatever it is, Google actually probably.
But the GridCon's great. It's very far south, but it's another really good one if you just want to show up and play games, which is what I like to do at AirCon, because my Essen is basically all business, and my UKG is a lot of business now as well. So I do like to get to these conventions where we just play games, and I can get some stuff to the table that I want to revisit for whatever reason. So GridCon, AirCon's great for that. GridCon is good for that as well. But GridCon is trickier for us to get to because it's so soon after Essen. But we will see. We'll see if
we'll see what the crack is. Let's see what we can do.
The Stu says, turns out I have 51 days of holiday this year. Well, that's fantastic, Stu. I don't know how you've done it, but I wish I had 51 days of holiday.
Yeah, it won't be enough though, Stu. Trust me, to do all the things you want to do.
It's true. There's not enough hours in the day.
I still don't ever get to everything.
Lucard says, greetings. I'm just back from sport. What did I miss? Everything. You missed all of the stuff, including a full reboxing of the game. If you're curious about how to fit Townsfolk Tussle in the box, we've got you covered on this stream, Lucard.
It's true. Sleeves or no sleeves.
Yep. Both options. Although Chris's reboxing video is a bit more of a sort of a reactionary video than an instructional.
Top tier content.
And Stu, yeah, more international conventions would be great, but it's always it's expensive. Got a budget. To an extent, I have to prioritize the ones where the publishers and the designers all go.
One day we'll get to Gen Con, I hope. That's my hope.
Yeah, that's an aspiration. I'd really like to do one of the big American ones and meet Eddie and everyone who likes to go out there. Gen Con or Origins.
Yeah. Well, one day hopefully we'll get to both. Not necessarily in the same year, but hopefully we'll get to both before death takes us.
Yeah, before we die.
You right, Fitzy? You okay?
Show cat.
But the only way to show him is to move the camera, which will make everyone feel sick.
Oh, Fitzy's the shy one.
He's not being shy right now. Hang on. I'm willing to put up with sick camera. I couldn't see him. There he is. Hey, Fitzy.
Oh, Fitzy! I've come to sabotage these things.
You just got a brief look at the Tower of Games there, because there's no...
Oh, is that Super Fantasy Brawl?
Yeah, well, the Tower of Games used to be... How do I put the camera back? Tower of Games used to be like literally next to the table, a genuine Tower of Games. Now it's just a handful of things. We've managed to do quite a good reorganization.
I haven't even opened my Super Fantasy Brawl Season 2 box yet.
I've opened them and sleeved them already. The only game I sleeve because the sleeves are included in the pledge, so why not?
And Lucard, yes, I was coy about the outcome because you can watch the stream tomorrow, at least the first interesting hour, and then stick around for the inane reboxing if you like. But I think we've pretty much dried this well, so we'll call this a stream. I will be back at some point, folks, for the Patreon vote this month, which was Reinforcements, Undaunted Reinforcements, the solo mode, which I'll be comboing with North Africa because I don't have the Normandy box, although I'll probably wind up buying it if it's good. And because it's not very expensive. It's Osprey Games after all, and they're outrageously cheap games. But I'll be bringing that to the table at some point before April, and that's the best promise I can make because my schedule's just crazy right now. And we'll be, I guess we'll be in touch with the patrons as well. Chris and I will probably do a few one-offs before we come back to anything big and large because we need to get our logistics sorted, and then we need to get in touch with the patrons and sort that out too. But we'll figure something out.
Let us know if any ideas for one-offs, I guess.
Yeah, we could always investigate some Super Fantasy Brawl Season 2, although you'll just crush me because you played like so much more than me. By now I don't have very much of a stream. Or we could always do that timed game of Legacy's Allure. Although I know the campaign's ended, but you know, it'd still be fun.
And there may well be an open to all pledge manager, who knows?
Yeah, I would be very surprised if Keith didn't want to take your money for copies of the game and couldn't figure out some way to do it.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks for joining us. I was just thanking everyone for joining.
Yes, thank you everyone so much for joining and hanging out and putting up with us. And we'll be back very soon. And likewise, if you want to see, Gloomhaven has a big box with lots of pieces to put away. Stu, I've got a insert for it. I got one. I got an insert way back at Essen for a good price because I thought if we stream it, I'll need to set it up and pack it away real quick. But I never had to use it yet, so it'd be nice to have an excuse to use it. Chris doesn't have these problems because he just leaves it set up.
Yeah,
and hides it under the wooden tops.
If you add together all the price of those inserts, you can buy a gaming table. Or you can buy the gaming table whilst you're buying a house, and then the cost is hidden in the cost of buying the cost of buying a house and moving, which makes you think you didn't spend anything on it.
For more keen psychological tricks, come back next week when we'll explain how to hide.
How do you convince your partner to let you have a game table? Well, we need to buy a dining table anyway, and a good solid oak dining table costs quite a lot of money. I mean, I don't see why we couldn't do it. That's basically how the conversation went.
And I just made my partner so angry about board games that she left the living room. It's not true. It's sort of true. It's not true. It's a little bit true. Anyway. I've got to get. Well, do you know what? The problem is, I put Michael Smith in charge of selling these. He's just not a good salesman. He's a great organizer, great events organizer, but not a good salesman. Anyway. How to replace walls with board... Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to get enough board games that I can build my own house. Then I can finally stop renting.
That's a plan. That's a good plan. I like that.
Exactly. I don't see how it could possibly fail until I need to do a live stream with one of the foundation bricks. And then... Bye, everyone. Thanks so much for watching. If you're worried about missing these, then make sure you turn on your notifications and subscribe. And YouTube says also, watch more of my videos. Apparently that's good. I thought the Aircon debrief was pretty good. We had some useful information in there about stuff. You can see the kind of games I like to play when I don't have an agenda. I just want to play whatever I want. Bye!